Hi, and welcome to LNA Does Audio Stuff. Hey, today you will learn how to do fills. The classic 80s that's a drum fill. There's a lot of music producers like me who don't know how to do that because we are not drummers. So this lesson is designed so that anyone can create fills using drums and using synths. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon because this channel is cool and you want to come here again. But hey, let's get into this tutorial. So here we have in front of us, we have one bar of empty space. Where do I know it's bars? In the top here on the top bar, we can see the bars. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 to 9 is the bar that we want to work in. So there is 4 beats in a bar. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you know, like when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 1, 2, 3, 4s that I'm saying, those are beats. So in drum fills, we can usually fill, example, a whole bar between 2 sections, or we can just fill, example, 2 beats. So example here, it would be the beat from 3rd beat to the 4th beat, example. What makes it even easier if we put the grid into 16 notes. So you right click and you get this context menu, and from context menu, you can select 1/16. So the 1/16 means that we have 1 bar and 16 16th notes. So as you can see, we have here 16 16th notes. So let's create a MIDI clip. We can do it by double clicking here and then we just extend it. There we go. But now it's the length of a 1/16 note. That's a bit too short. We want it to be 2 beats. So in the clip area here, you can see the length. So the first number represents the bars. The second number represents the beats, and this is the 16th note. As you can see now, it's 1/16 note. So what we do here is we go there and put a number 2 there, and voila. Okay, so let's create a fill. I'm gonna bring this up. You can see this drum sequencer here now. Bring the loop bar here and loop this section so we can just sequence the one section here. What we can do is very easy fills. How we can create this is using patterns. Example, 2 congas there, 2 conga mids there, and clave 2 here. Let's see how that sounds. As you can see, we left a little bit of a space here in the end, and that is just so that we can create a little bit groove and rhythm into the beat. What if we move these claves to the end? So usually when we play a drum, we would hit twice, do, 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 different drums. And that's what we're doing here. 2 notes here, 2 notes here, 2 notes there. Otherwise, and we can move them around until we find something we like. We really need to see what fits into the rhythm of the whole song. Let's listen now the whole transition. Example like that. For me, I think it would be good if there's a little bit of break before this starts so that we can have do 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 do. It sounds, I think it might sound a little bit better. I think groove-wise, that sounds much better. That's it, really. Tip number 2, take lane. So let's now move to take lanes. So we have this drum loop here on the top. So let's just copy paste that into this channel we have here. I need to put the glasses on actually. And let's now put that one on take lane. Shortcut is Shift, Alt, and T. There we go. Or you right click here and show take lanes. So what I'm going to do is actually insert that one there on the take lane. So we're going to use the same measurement system. So we're going to use 1/16 grid again. And we're going to think again, maybe 2 same notes, 2 same notes, 2 same notes, and emptiness. or emptiness, two same notes, two same notes, two the same notes. So I'm going to go to the top right corner and get the pen tool. Here we go. And now I can just draw in the notes. And that's a kick. I'm going to delete the take lane. And now I'm just going to rearrange these. I'm going to hold down Alt like this and drag to duplicate the kick sound. I'm going to go and do the same to the hi-hat noise. So we have duplicated that. And we're going to do the same here. So now we have basically the same rhythm as in here, but using the samples already that were existing in the drums in this song. Example like that. So now we could just go around and just play around with the rhythm. What if we go outside of there? We can also create more of them. Like that. Or I can just go and make the grid even smaller and even create shorter samples amongst the longer ones. So we get trrr, trrr. Or I can take the short ones just by the edge there. Example, that's pretty good actually. Tip number 3. Simpler. So we have MIDI track with a simpler on it. So simpler the sampler. So we're going to take the sample, the drum sample that is already in the song, and put it into simpler. So now I'm going to go and slice it up here and wow, look at it, find it already from the transients. So it's just cut it from the transients. Either we can play it in, record activate the track, and I can just play it in. And I can search some really cool samples and rhythms, or I can do the same here, create a MIDI clip, and let's make it 2 bars, as we know already. And here we go. So we can actually draw it in. It starts from the middle C and goes upwards. So now we can do the same. We can just draw it in as we like. I'm just going to go for something random here. So let's see how this sounds. It has a very natural sound and it's quite cool. That in the end. So why simpler instead of take lanes or drum rack? Because we can also use simpler to customize the sound even more. Fade out example, transpose it. So we can create some interest by transposing it. We can also control it using filters. Or we can use the LFO, of course, which is really cool. Using the pitch or filter. So it just gives you a little bit more controllability and also creating variations. So let's have a listen how it sounds. So that's really cool. Little fill there. Little fill. Tip number 4, Arpeggiator. Creating a little bit rhythm in there. So let's see how we can create something like this. So we have arpeggiated drums and we have arpeggiated synths. So I have already created them as an example, and then I'll show you how they work. So what we're doing here is that we're connecting rhythm and also melodic aspects together. So this clip here is the arpeggiated drums. I have a drum kit here and I also have an arpeggiator on it. So arpeggiator is a MIDI effect that you can find from if you go here, MIDI effects, and here arpeggiator. What it does is that it basically generates rhythm, which is really cool. And that's why we only have one MIDI note. And what it does, it creates a rhythm, this kick as a root note. We have these controls here that we can make it that it goes 2 steps up, which means that it's playing kick, rim, and snare in a pattern. And the pattern we can select from here. So that's up. We can also change it, example, up, down. That's kind of cool. cool actually. We can also control the sync. So now example, we are in 1/16 rate, as we already talked about, rates. And then we have re-trigger on beat, and I have 1 and repeats 3. So it just means that we can create a little bit variation into the rhythm. If you don't know how Arpeggiator works, then please go and check this video that I already created about explaining all these different aspects of Arpeggiator. And then we have a synth. I did the same thing here as I did with the drums. So I have a clip where I actually added notes, the notes that I want to have. So this is the same scale. So we're A minor pentatonic. And I added the same way that we did before. I just added some random notes on the scale. D, 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 D. Like that, and I arpeggiated them using this. So let's just listen to that by itself. So together with some effects, so example, we could just put some delay, we could put some delay on both and some reverb, and let's just see how that makes it sound. So it's just this really weird, like a little sound in the middle. And what that does is that in arrangement, it creates interest. So, you know, like the rule that every 10 seconds something should happen. We want to create variation, something that keeps the listeners focused. It's about retention. Feels like this in the middle of sections, between sections can really enhance that retention. And tip number 5, which is vocal and synth and modulation. So we're going to do the same thing as we did before, but we're going to do that now using vocal sample or a synth sample. We have 2 beats long vocal sample. 1, 2. Perfect. So now it just sounds warm, but we can use the same technique as we did before. So we're going to go and double click it. And now we're going to go and use the grid here on the clip and put 1/16. So now you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. That's what we want. So now I'm going to go here on the I'm going to go here to the envelopes, the clip envelopes. And from there, I'm going to go clip. And where I'm going to go gain. So this means that it's the modulation of the gain of that clip. So it will not affect the actual automation of that track, but we're just modulating the volume of that clip independently related to the actual volume of the track. What I'm going to do is use the pen tool. Remember, pencil, not pencil, pencil, and that's the shorthand B. Okay, so now I'm just going to quiet down some sections from here. So remember when we put the 2 last were quiet, so we could do that. So now, example, you can't hear the last 2. Or what we can do is create a little bit of a like stutter effect. So every second one could be quiet. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting the volume down on the grid on those 16 notes. Or I can create rhythm by measuring these up slightly differently, like that. Oh, example, that's really cool, Phil, actually. Ooh! So this is again creating that really cool groove into it. Another way I can do this is take example the piano sample here. Like that, put it there, and we can do the same thing. Put the grid in 16 notes, clip, envelope, and gain. And then we can do the same thing here. How about something like this? Ooh, that's really cool. And how about if we do that same time with the drum rack example? So we have the clip that we created with the drums. That's really cute. Or how about with the take lane samples? Oh, that's really cool. Nice. Oh, simpler. Nice. Or the Arpeggiator and synth. Very cool. So even if you use all these 5 different ways in different sections, different transitions of your arrangement, you already find so much variation and so much more interest in your song, which it all makes it sound more professional, and also it will definitely keep the retention of the viewers a lot longer. So remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because I have a lot more similar videos than this coming up this month. So I have also a video coming up about ways to do transitions, tips and tricks for stacking, that's a cool one, and as well as 5 essential vocal production techniques that you really need to know. Also, thank you so much for all my Patreon family members. They are here. Look at these all beautiful people. In Patreon, I give feedback. I do weekly Q&A live streams, as well as I do nowadays masterclasses, monthly masterclasses, where you can come and chat with me, and also you get learning material and so much more. So please come and visit Patreon from the link down below and become part of this cool gang. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon, and see you here again soon. Yes.